All right, I am so excited about today's interview. I really am. So Keonna's here with me. She is one of my dearest friends. We don't talk every day, but when we do talk, we talk. And we're really close. We're both Baltimore natives. We down the hill. We went to the same high school at different times, but we the stars aligned and we joined the same sorority. And after that, it's been like a match made in heaven. So I'm so excited. When we talk about everything, but one of the things we talk about the most is hormones. And she knows my story of trying to get pregnant, and she's been with me, and such a great person to have in my corner, and just be able to bounce ideas off. But she's here because we have similar symptoms, but she handles her symptoms like different from me. And she is so empowering, and she really encourages me and inspires me, and I want to be like her one day. She really just makes me feel so much better about my symptoms. So I'm just gonna get into it, but you can say hi, girl.
Hey, first of all, you're about to make me cry. I don't appreciate this.
No, I'm serious, and we're gonna talk more about it. But like I said, and I'm just gonna say it, when it comes to facial hair and like unwanted body hair, that is like something that's so sensitive to me. And like right before, we're just being real today, right before this call, I was like, let me just shave a little bit. And I'm like, I bet you she did. Because she it's like take me for who I am.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I gotta like be dolled up, you know what I mean? So anyway, so that's pretty much why I'm like so in love with this chick. But my first question I want to ask you, what is your favorite meal?
Anything pasta. Like,
Oh, okay.
so much is a guilty pleasure. Pasta and bread.
And that is like so funny because that is like the worst things for hormones.
I know.
Just I can hear my cells like sugar rising and everything, but I'm right there with you. I love all my pastas. I love bread. Um, I am like a takeout person, so like give me all of the pizza and fries, and you might as well throw a cheesesteak in there for me too. So no, fill you with all the carbs. You might as well.
Carbs are just amazing. Like, I hate the fact that they're so demonized.
See that, and you know what? I'm gonna go out of order of my questions, but I think that's one of the things with me is like, all right, I got this PCOS diagnosis. Carbs are the devil, sugar's the devil. When I got diagnosed with gestational diabetes when I was pregnant, they were like, if someone bringing cupcakes at work, like don't eat it. Jeez. And I was like, right. Oh, and I said, of course, I'm not going to, because I know that's so bad for me and the baby. But I feel like it's so, for some women, for me, it's damaging to say no to myself. Yeah. So I am like a yes person. Like, yeah, I'm gonna have this cupcake, but I'm gonna drink like a ton of water to combat the sugar. So yeah, that's how I just get around all of this stuff.
Yeah. Since I haven't been like officially diagnosed, I have a lot of like symptoms with the facial hair or excessive hair in general, and the newest symptoms I've recently ran into are the follicles on my uterus. I haven't been like officially diagnosed for some reason, but I don't care when it comes to food. Like, I'm gonna eat what I want to eat and I'm gonna be happy. But I do try to implement some type of healthy balance with it, like fruits. I just moved in with my dad, so we're doing wheat noodles. He's getting me on the road to that because usually I didn't like those, but
I feel you.
We'll try it out.
Exactly. You just see what's best for you.
Yeah. And we've always ate wheat bread, but it's specifically honey wheat bread because it gives it a little flavor.
Exactly.
I'm gonna eat what I want to eat. That's my problem.
No, and I definitely, unfortunately, can agree, and I feel that too. But I want to get back. So you were just saying like you have not been officially diagnosed with PCOS yet, And so I know, because, this is one of the things we talk about. I know you went to the doctor. So what made you go to the doctor? Like, what symptoms were you having to want to go to the doctor to see if you had PCOS?
Um, I can't remember the specific catalyst for me to go there, but I do remember I've always had excessive hair, especially under my chin. And it was so strange because I remember around like 15, 16, it started like a few hairs right here, and then it just grew out like, and I'm not gonna lie, I have chest hair too, like a patch right here. It's very strange. But that led me to go to the doctors, and the first time there, they was just like, I guess we'll do some tests. I'll do the ultrasound, and then the other one called the ultrasound when they go inside of you?
Yeah, intervaginal ultrasound. Yeah.
So they did both ultrasounds, and it was like, nope, you're good. Your hormones
Wow.
are a little off, but you're good. And then
Right.
that's when in May I didn't get my period that month. June I didn't get my period either, and I was like, all right, let me go to the hospital because it's a couple different.
Exactly.
I mean, my doctors. So they was like, okay, your pregnancy test is negative. And actually, this time I had a woman doctor. My doctor,
Mhm.
he wasn't available, so they was like, we can set you up with a nurse practitioner. But I feel as though that led to more answers.
Wow.
With it being a woman doctor, she was like, yeah, I think it's just stress that you didn't is why you didn't get your period, but we can still go move forward with tests. And that's when they saw the follicles on my uterus, and the first time that wasn't there. And also another like change was like my hormones were completely different the first time and
Mhm.
the second time, and that was about a year apart, almost a year
Oh
apart, maybe.
wow.
So yeah, that's
So so it looks like, I feel like my story is a little different. When I first got diagnosed, I had the follicles in my ovaries, so they just gave me the diagnoses. I had the hair, not having cycle, and the no cycles, hair, and yeah, the cysts in my ovaries, whatever. And they were like, "Yeah, we're gonna give you these diagnoses." I find it interesting that having a male versus woman perspective. But
mm-hmm.
again, it was like no cysts in your ovaries in the beginning. So that's kind of weird. So I feel like, and no MD behind my name, but I feel like possibly if they asked more questions in the beginning, even
Mm-hmm.
if they didn't see the cysts or follicles on your ovaries, they could have said, it looks like you have PCOS, but let's try to prevent, like, just keep this PCOS in remission. Work on your diet, your exercise, on your stress levels, so you won't get those cysts on your ovaries, so you can keep your cycle regular. um, but I know, and just in research, it really seems like, for some women, it's just hard to get the official diagnosis. I don't know if doctors are like, let's just save this, or these are not really symptoms, or whatever. But I'm curious to see if you ever get, well, I guess in talking with you, I feel like you do have PCOS, but I'm curious to see when you will actually get that official diagnosis.
I'm curious as well. Since the last visit, I've been keeping closer track of like my periods.
Oh, great.
I actually went into celibacy as well because I don't want the scare. That's going to stress me out more. I don't got the energy for that.
Hello.
um, I don't know. The thing that scares and saddens me the most is that both times they were saying like, well, if you're not really planning on having children anytime soon, don't really worry about it. However, with the female doctor, she gave a little bit more insight because
Oh,
she
good.
told me to keep track of my periods, because if as long as I get 3 a year, which is not a lot at all.
Right, because there's 12 months in a year.
Oh my goodness. She was like, as long as you get 3 a year, you're okay. But if you don't get at least 3 a year, let us know because that can lead to further uh problems like uterine cancer, I believe. So
Right.
that definitely pushed me to keep track of, because I was kind of like lackadaisical with it. I was like, oh, my period's coming. No, like that's serious. That's like the core of our health as women.
Yeah, exactly. That's like what part of the reason what makes us female versus male.
Right.
And we I didn't know this, but we depend so much on our cycle, and our cycle affects us so much. And I had the same talk with my doctor when I got diagnosed. She said, and, I'm in college, just about to graduate, and she's like, "Are you planning to have children anytime soon?" And I'm like, "Oh heck, no! Like, no. So don't worry about it. Like, we can deal with this later on." I did try to work on my eating habits. I was not going through. I was doing a lot because I really wanted to lose weight. That was like one of my goals. I was so small and skinny in high school, and then college hit, and then not eating the same food my mom cooked, and being able to have money and have takeout. So I would like literally work out like every day, not to see results.
Mm-hmm.
And I did see results when I started to eat better, but I definitely got the same thing. Like, don't worry about this too much because you can have children. Um, we can give you some medication or treatments to have children later on. But I remember when I was like, get like and I wasn't concerned about my period, not having my period either, because I was like, this is such a blessing not to go through this every month. But I just really wanted to get rid of the facial hair, and she was gonna prescribe Provera for me. I don't know what that was gonna do for me back in the day, but um, I should do some research on that. But um, that medication at the time was like $1,000 to take, and I was like, I'm good. I'm so good. I'm not trying to take that at all. And even if I had the money, like I'm not gonna drop $1,000 on just facial hair. So I don't know if I told you, but I eventually got laser hair removal, and
Oh,
I got all of this like taken care of, and I had like great results. But since PCOS is a metabolic hormonal disorder, it came back,
right.
and I feel like I dropped like at least $5,000 on hair removal. And just in that same paragraph, right? I just said I won't spend $1,000, but I wound up spending $5,000. So I don't know how that happened.
I mean, I would rather spend money on laser removal than medication. I'm not really a medication person too much anymore. So I respect that. I'm not upset about that.
No, and it's funny because I'm the same way. Like if I have a headache, I'm like, girl, just like thug it through. Like you got this. Like don't, yeah. But that's so ironic because when it came down to like, all right, Charlie, we want to have a child. Like let's take all the medication. Well, when I say let's, we as a family, I was taking it, but he agreed to it too. But like I was just like popping these pills just so I can get a cycle. And during my time, so like during this 10-year, this decade, like I rarely got a cycle. Like, and when I did get a cycle, it was like sometimes it was super painful, but it was just like so much flow. Like it wasn't like, oh, this is not too much. Like, oh, this like it was painful cramps. It was like had to keep going to the bathroom to change my pad.
Mm,
Tampons, I did use tampons too. I'm like low key against those right now.
yeah.
Not that I'm using them because I don't still have my cycle back, but I
Oh.
probably wouldn't purchase tampons anytime soon.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, definitely, I feel like what you heard not too long ago was the same thing I heard about 10 years ago at this point. Crazy.
Ridiculous.
So, what do you do to? I think the medical term is hirsutism.
Okay.
It's like a male pattern, masculine type of hair growth on women. What do you do to manage it?
Um, I haven't really done anything to manage per se. To like, when I hear manage, I think of like lesson or like
Right, right.
help. And I've been really lazy. I'll just let it like, I call it my beard because that's essentially what it is. But like I'll just let it grow out, and then I'm like, this is a lot, time to shave it off. Or even like if it's like a really special event, or if I'm doing like a photo shoot, that's when I was like, okay, I need to hit this. Like, this is not cute. But I've talked to a lot of my friends about it. I'm like, yeah, it's crazy. I got all this hair down here, and they're like, I don't even notice it. So it's, I guess, having those conversations with my friends, and I know they're like honest, brutal, if need be. That has helped me with like my confidence when it comes to
That's
hair.
awesome.
Like, yeah. Other than that, I've been suggested to use lemon to help,
Oh, wow.
like rub lemon on it, I
Right,
believe.
right.
Um, but I don't shave because I don't think it's good for the skin. I've waxed under here one time, and that led me to break out. Didn't like it after that, so I just stick to Nair. I Nair probably every other month, probably.
Oh, wow.
And I really don't like that much either because it's a chemical.
Right, right.
My main like way to handle it, keep up with.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I feel you. So I guess same like with you in high school, how like you just had a few hairs. So I used to just pluck them with tweezers. I feel like that caused, sometimes it caused so much inflammation and like hair bumps, and just it was just not pretty.
Mhm.
Um, and I feel like over the years it just got a little thicker, and my go-to was just shaving. Um, I feel like, and I think I must have been my doctor, my dermatologist recommended shaving, because I feel like that's like mm, the most sensitive for your skin, because you're not pulling at the hair, you're just, and you're in with it, like you said, nair, that's, and
Yeah.
waxing, that's pulling the root out, and like more invasive, I guess. I don't know how you would consider it, but I just been shaving. Um, I did read, and research even shows, I'll probably put the research in the description, but drinking spearmint tea
Mm.
helps with reducing like your testosterone and your androgens, um, and that should help with the hair growth. I also read that getting like you can, the hardest symptom to get rid of PCOS is the hair.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. At one point I was drinking 2 cups a day, like 8 ounces, not like, you know, a cup for us is like a real like 16 ounces, or like just 8 ounces of spearmint tea. And it's not bad. It's just like, dang, I gotta do this every day, 2 cups. That's a lot. Um, but like I said, research shows that that's been proven to help with it. I feel like I want to get back to that route of drinking that, but I feel like it's just not fun. Like I just want to be able to drink my lemon water, my water. You know, if I in the mood, you know, drink whatever juice or drink I want to drink. But I feel like it's like a sentence. Like if you want to get rid of this, you have to. I feel like I'm forced to drink this tea every day. So I'm gonna try it out because I haven't done it in a while. But that's supposed to be helpful
That's
for.
interesting. Oh, sorry.
Oh no, no, go for it.
That's interesting how you brought that up because it made me think of how like I've been looking at like the things similar to the spearmint tea, like internal things to help with hair growth. However, that affects the hair on my head. So I think that's
Oh,
the reason I feel as though like we got to think overall. Like you're
exactly right.
focused on this hair or your chest hair or any other hair on your body. But me, I my hair is like my crown. My hair is like the most precious on my head. It's the most precious thing to me. So I feel as though I could sit through waxing every other month. I mean not waxing, nairing
Yeah,
every
yeah, yeah, yeah.
whatever hair issues that I have to still have this thick lump of locks on my head.
No, I feel you. No, I'm very similar with that too. Like my hair is it
Mhm.
like that was actually one of my fears. I saw that a lot of women after giving birth, they lose some of their hair, and if you have PCOS, it might be like even more. Thankfully, I don't think that was me. I don't think I lost a lot of hair. I will also preference that I was not washing my hair and combing my hair. Oh my god, I was like just making it through the day. You feel me? So I did. When I was combing my hair, I was like, "Oh, this is a lot of hair coming out," but I didn't feel like it was hair loss because, like I said, I was not taking care of myself. And actually, you know that because you came over with Astrid, and I was like not looking so good, and which shows how much like I love this girl because I can look a hot mess and I'm okay with her coming over. But I remember Astrid and you were like, we're gonna come back over and give you a makeover because I was just a hot mess. But I definitely feel you. But hopefully I'll definitely look at that research about Spearmint. See, I'm hoping that the Spearmint tea reduces the hormones that are out of whack. Mm-hmm. And that will decrease the male pattern hair growth, but doesn't touch like our other hair growth. And I also remember not maybe my mid-20s. I went back. This is when I changed healthcare providers, so went from to a different doctor, and I was telling her about my PCOS symptoms. And I think this time too, I was like, I wonder if she can actually help me with my hair growth, whatever, the facial hair, the male pattern hair growth. And she said, no, it looks like that's more genetic. And I'm like, this whole time I'm thinking I'm this hairy because of my PCOS, my hormones are off. And then for like a little time in my life, I was like, oh, this is just because I got hairy people in my family. And I wasn't surprised by that because like I have a lot of hair, thick curly hair, like you can't see, but I'm very hairy here. Yeah, like my knuckles, girl.
Yeah.
Like name it. And it's so crazy because my husband, he is a man's man, and I feel like I got more hair than him. Like, come on, y'all. But anyway, so and then I saw that like no, like women should not have like male pattern hair growth. Mm-hmm. And I also saw that women with PCOS too, they sometimes have like male weight gain. So like for me, my weight, I have weight all over because I'm a bigger girl. I ain't that big, but I'm bigger than most, I guess, or some. But I do have like that midsection gut, like the beer belly. Like when you think of a beer belly, you think about a guy sitting on the couch with beer. But I have that same little midsection, yeah. And I hate when I go out because even after having Raven, and my body does look different, obviously. Someone did ask me, was I pregnant? And that was like, it hit me so hard, like, dang, like, I really do look pregnant. Like, yeah, obviously I just had Raven. And maybe it was like insensitive too. Because you knew I just had Raven because I had this baby right here.
Right.
But it's
about another one.
Well, these folk in Baltimore, so they don't got no home training. You can't go. Don't go to buy right on Bella Road, y'all. I'm just saying.
Why would you go?
My mom's house is like not too far from there, so that grocery store is not bad. They have like pretty good cold cuts too. So, and that's the carbs as well. But anyway, girl. But I'm like feeling this conversation. I'm feeling you. Thank you so much for letting me share this. But when you were talking with your doctor, I guess in May, and she was saying like, all right, I'm gonna let you go, but I want you to track your cycle. Like, how has that been going since May? Like, have you been getting regular cycles? Have you been getting spotting? Like, how is that looking for you?
They're constantly, like each month.
So like 35 days, 40 days. How long are your cycles? Like an estimate.
So it really is not the same. Like that's how inconsistent it is.
Right.
Originally, I don't remember if I said this earlier, but May I didn't have a period. June I didn't have a period. July 1st it came. So then I'm like, okay, first of the month, like
Right.
rent, first of the month.
And you rent and you put the pad on. Okay.
So like first of the month, cool. Then that's when like August, maybe September, it was a little later. And then October, a little later.
Oh wow.
This month, it was like the middle of the month. I didn't get until like the 15th. So yeah.
Well, I feel like I don't know doctors too well. I feel like I probably wouldn't feel comfortable going. Like if I was in your situation, I probably would not feel comfortable calling my doctor up and saying like, "Here's my cycles. Like, what do you like? It starts on this date, ends on this date. Like, what do you think?" Because I feel like I just haven't been getting the best information and advice from them. But I would say probably do some research yourself. There are some like cycle apps
Yeah.
that can kind of guess what's going on. So they might say like, I don't know, like take your vitamins. You're probably stressed out, or I haven't taken these apps because I haven't got my period recently. So
I've done a couple different apps, but the difference now is I'm more consistent now. Make a difference.
I think so.
Yeah, I haven't encountered an app that'll be like, hey, you're like 35, 40 days into your cycle. Like, it's crazy because last month it said I wasn't supposed to get my cycle for this month until the 28th. And I'm like, why? No, that don't sound right. But like I said, I got it earlier, but I just gotta research and figure out what's going on with that. But
yeah, and I don't know nothing about nothing, but I feel like since the baby and being quarantined, I have this free time ish. I've been doing a lot more research, more than what I've done prior to conceiving and trying to get pregnant. But I'll sit down with you and kind of map it out. See if we can figure something out. And it's crazy, even if we figure something out, like what do you do next? You know what I mean? Like, okay, now I see that every month is a different day. What could it possibly be? I feel like I honestly would like to get my hormones checked every month if possible, because my hormones change like daily, weekly. So to like not see what's going on, it's like I feel like it's detrimental. Like we need to know what's going on. So maybe just send out that email and just say, hey, do you mind telling me, or do you mind?
yeah, check it. Like this is a little wonky. I know you said at least 3 times, but this still not right.
Oh, and that reminds me. So my doctor actually said something different. She said you do not want to go 3 months without having a period, and your doctor said, you should have through a year. So my doctor said if you go 3 months without having a period, so that means there's 3 months, 3 cycles of you are not releasing your uterine lining. And like I'm sure that's toxic stuff. That's not good. Like, we are shedding our lining for a reason. We're getting rid of that bad stuff. Just like in life, we get rid of that bad stuff. So that can cause cancer, uterine cancer, by just not releasing it. And I'm like, I am 32. For like this prior this decade, like me not having a cycle, even going through like a whole year without having a cycle, like no one told me this crap, and like no one was like, Meredith, you need to get a cycle. Like they've been like, well, you're not trying to get pregnant, don't worry about it. But that's something that you need to know, right? And anyone who's listening to, like, you need to get your cycle. And I think even my doctor said by a certain time, if I don't get my cycle, she's going to medically induce a cycle because I need to release that lining to prevent cancer. And I was like, oh shucks, and maybe I do need some more medication. I'm really trying this health kick, so hopefully I can do it naturally.
One thing I really think women of all backgrounds need to start doing is having moon parties for their daughters or their nieces or any little girl in their
Yes.
family that are starting to have that period, because one, it takes away the shame of it. Like, it's
Yes.
literally
Yes.
natural. Without that, life doesn't exist. Why do we have so much shame from this?
No, it's so true.
And more information. Like, I feel as though when I started my cycle, I was giving the bare minimum information. Like, okay, make sure you don't bleed through. It will smell. Check your pad and you good. No, it's like it's way deeper than that. It's way deeper.
Right.
We need to start having those conversations, because that can save lives. That can save so many lives. Like, I can't wait to start that tradition, because it's really
Yeah. I can so relate because I have Raven, my baby girl, and this is one of the reasons why I wanted to start this YouTube channel was because I pray to God that this generational curse of not of having struggles to conceive, having like miscarriages, this hormonal challenge. Like I wanted this to stop for Raven. Like I do not ever want her to go through years of infertility trying to get pregnant. Like I needed that to stop for her. But then I realized that and I specifically prayed that she did not have PCOS or endometriosis or any type of hormonal disorder. But then I was thinking like sometimes God doesn't take that thorn out of your side. Sometimes that thorn is with you. Even if you pray for it to go, you pray for a change. So it got me thinking like, well, maybe Raven will have PCOS, and it shows that it could be genetic.
Mhm.
And my mom has some type of hormonal disorder either. It has been diagnosed, but probably PCOS. But then so maybe Raven will have it. But because I'm getting this knowledge and research now, I can pass that on to her. And when
Mhm.
she gets her cycle, it's not gonna be like, oh my, like you just said, like, all right, here's your pad, here's some wipes, like, don't be funky, don't get it on the sheets,
Yeah,
double up at night. You feel me?
yeah.
But now I want it to be a party, like I want it to be a celebration. And this reminds me too, I saw a commercial, like a maxi pad, some type of commercial, and instead of having that blue dye, they had red dye. And I felt like so empowered, like, oh, we're not gonna hide that our blood is red.
Yeah, okay.
we we don't have blue dye coming out of us. We have red stuff, red liquid. Looks like blood. So I felt so empowered. Like, okay, companies, like we're acknowledging that women, we do have periods, we do have cycles, and our cycles actually have 4 phases. Like we just don't bleed for a week,
Yeah.
and yeah, we might have some PMS, but like we can do things to prevent that and work on that. So yeah, definitely. I feel that cause. I'm right there with you. I can't wait to meet your baby girl in the future. Not right now, y'all. She ain't trying, y'all. But yeah, I will definitely celebrate with her. And yeah, I think women like us are gonna slowly but surely change that view on our cycle and womanhood and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, definitely for sure.
Yes, girl, and we're gonna wear our white pants, girl, and not be afraid. Okay.
Yes.
So I'm gonna start wrapping up, but like, what are you doing now? Like, what is your, I guess your 3 to 6 month goal? Like, are you working on like your weight, your diet, exercise? I know you and Astrid over the summer was working out a lot. How's that going?
I fell off.
Hello.
But
I'm mad at you.
I do want to start exercising again, for like just to feel good. I want to start doing yoga. I danced at one point, so doing yoga could give me that flexibility back. That's what I want the most, because I don't feel so stiff all the time.
Yeah, I feel you.
But just making sure I get like vitamin D, adding maybe like daily walks, like getting air. Make sure I get as much natural wellness as I can.
Heck yeah. Do you take any supplements?
No.
I'm gonna hook you up, girl. We're gonna be chatting.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm not a big fan of taking a bunch of supplements, but I do because I gotta do what I gotta do. But
Yeah.
Maya,
Yes.
she is like,
Um,
yes, and she's on the channel, and y'all gotta look for her video somewhere up next to me, down, whatever. We had a good conversation too. So yeah, I think this was super helpful for me. Like I said, Key has been so helpful with like my body image and my confidence, and I ain't gonna lie, this quarantine has been great because these masks like cover
yes.
all of this, so I don't gotta like touch nothing up. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I can just do what I gotta do.
That actually remind me how like I also have like a little bit of peach fuzz on my.
I do too. I don't know if it's like that. Like I hook it up too. Don't get me wrong, but I'm more concerned with like this. This is like, all right, I can skip. Like I do this rarely, but maybe this is once a month.
I don't do it at all because I feel like I look naked. Like I've tried it for as long as so many different. I just look naked, and I'm like, I'm just gonna leave it there.
No, I feel you. I feel you. And I don't know if I shared this, but earlier, but because I know you put it out there already, how you use Nair like once a month or whatever. If things were normal and I was going to the office Monday through Friday, my morning routine would to be shaved in the morning, um, or I would shave the night before because I would get that 5 o'clock shadow. Like I would come back home and I feel like, oh, okay, I feel a little something, a little something, something. And like I said, I'm very for I'm gonna word this so hopefully professionally. I work at a PWI. Key, because I know you be talking about me, and I like to have a certain image as a woman of color. I do want to look a certain way, and I feel like having that just makes me feel a little unprofessional.
I feel as though I definitely hear where you're coming from, and that being a Black woman specifically, I definitely see why you do that because we already have the problem of being manly or being seen as manly. So
Yeah,
I understand. I understand completely.
yeah, and my other thing was I always had the fear. No one had said anything to me, but I always had the fear of someone saying like, "Oh, you got," oh, never mind, like someone commenting on it. Um, but no one has commented on, like, even my husband, like when we were dating, he never said like, "Oh, girl, why you?" Like no one has been mean or made anything so awkward. Like it was all like in my head, the enemy like tricking me. So, um, yeah, I definitely try to get rid of that.
I've had partners give suggestions or try and help me out. They never made me feel bad about it. It's been children, but you know, children are just wild. So
Yeah, exactly, right.
you can let them slide. But I can agree. I never had anyone. The only time it was talked about was when I brought it up.
Yeah, I feel you. Right, right. Oh, thank you, Keyonna. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much for allowing me to talk about this. Giving me the confidence, making me feel like so much better about myself. And I wish you well in your health journey. We're gonna be working together because we have to, like, we have these temples, we have these bodies, we have to manage it. So better today, better tomorrow. So we'll be good.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. This was a great conversation.
Thank you. I hope you guys love this interview with my girl, and I will see you in the next video. Mwah!